Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Kragger. On today's episode, we're going to be doing creme brulee, but we're going to be doing a little bit of a twist on it. We're going to be using some cereal milk from Captain Crunch cereal to add a little additional flavor there. So let's see how this tastes. It might be sickly sweet, but I'm very curious to give it a try. So for traditional creme brulee, you're going to need 1 liter of heavy cream. You're also going to need some sort of vanilla flavoring. If you can get a fresh vanilla bean, that's preferable. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is split and scrape my vanilla beans. I'm going to do that right now. And you can just use a paring knife. You don't want to go right through the whole bean. You want to make sure you get through the first layer here. And then you'll see in the end here all the goodness. I don't think I quite cut that perfectly yet. There we go, that should be a bit better. So you can use a sharp end or the back end of the knife. I've got the sharp end there, so that is what we're looking for. That is all of the internal vanilla beans. And we're actually going to put the pod right in there with the milk as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so we've got that on medium for now. So I'm going to put my cream in. Just want to make sure I don't spill this here. There we go. Get my fan on so we don't die of seal poisoning. Yeah. I'm going to take my vanilla bean. Just going to use it right here. There we go, that's in. Put the vanilla bean in. Rinse off the knife, and I think I left a little bit on the cutting board here, so let me grab that too. Oh, good flavor. You don't want to lose any of that. There we go. So we've got that on medium heat right now, and we need our Captain Crunch.
So how much are you going to put?
I don't know yet. We've never done this. This is a twist on a traditional recipe, so.
Well, I think things made with cereal milk seems to be quite popular nowadays.
Yeah. Let's go with that. I don't know, that's probably maybe a cup. So I'm gonna let that come to a boil, and then I'll take it off the heat and we'll leave it covered with this. Okay, so I just wanna mix it around a little bit. The vanilla bean seeds are all in one big chunk, so I just want to make sure I'm getting this mixed, and this is going to help some of that flavor from the Captain Crunch cereal come out too. So it's getting ready to boil. Let me just get it up.
Don't overboil, don't overboil.
There we go. Look at that timing. Perfect. Okay, so you leave that for 15 minutes. So I'm just going to put that back here. So now we're going to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. Again, we want 6 large egg yolks for this and half a cup of sugar. So I'll get those ready. And then you want to mix that until it's fully combined and it's starting to lighten in color just a little bit. That's when you know that the sugar and the egg yolks have mixed properly. I wonder if I should get that going now. I guess I should, right? Let's do that now. Because this shouldn't take too long to get all this stuff ready, so. Okay, so like I said, you want to separate your egg yolks and egg whites. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my hands.
Yeah, I always find that easiest. Clean hands.
Good thing I'm using my hands because there's a lot of friggin' bits of shell in there. And yeah, bits of shell and creme brulee do not go well, I'll tell you that right now. Not from experience, but.
I always crack, like you're doing, crack the egg on the counter too, because sometimes I find if you crack it on the side of the bowl, shell can get in that way too. Again,
before you do this, wash your hands and wash them after. Okay.
Isn't egg protein good for your skin? Or is that your hair?
It's definitely good for your hair. Not sure about the skin.
And we just had a brown egg just because that was one from another carton.
I think you can easily tell which one was the brown egg in the yolks here.
Oh, really?
I'll show you in a second here, yeah. Let's give me a sec here. Let's get this one. When I did this a couple weeks ago, I did everything in the power mixer, but I don't know if that would overmix it. You don't need to mix it a lot here, so Just doing it by hand should be sufficient. Just want to make sure you have a medium-sized bowl and a decent whisk that you can use. You can see which one was the brown egg. It's the larger yolk and it's a little darker too. Okay, so we'll set those to the side. We don't need them anymore. And this is done. Let's go into the recycling bin. Nothing but net. Okay, you need your half cup sugar. Just want to make sure the GoPro is filming. There we go. And a whisk, which I didn't have yet. Let's go with this guy. Go with the medium whisk here.
Now, do you have to get the sugar dissolved in there?
I don't think it fully dissolves, just because there's not enough moisture from the egg yolks itself. But you do want everything incorporated. It is a custard, so it is going to cook. I think the sugar is going to melt anyways when it's in the oven, regardless, but you don't want big clumps in there for sure. So.
And I guess the cream mix will still be hot when you put it into the egg yolks.
The reason you want to cool it is you don't want to cook these eggs or you're going to get a lumpy custard and it's going to be really eggy tasting.
And that's why we always strain it afterwards anyway, just to cover the basis.
Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to lighten in color. It's getting a little bit of a lighter yellow there. I think we're probably good, so we're going to leave that for now. Okay, so we just need that to cool for another 10 minutes. Then we'll slowly start pouring it in here and mixing it together. I think we want to strain it first, then put it in the ramekins, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we want to make sure we strain this too, because sometimes when you're doing the egg yolks, you're going to get that little bit of white bit that hangs onto the yolk. That's sort of the start of the embryo. You don't want that going into your creme brulee because it'll be a lump in there. So we're going to strain everything once it's all mixed, pour it in the ramekins, and put it in the bain-marie, and then stick it in the oven. So we'll see you in a little bit.
A few moments later.
Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, so we're gonna strain what we got here. I'll show you guys what it looks like. All the vanilla bean has popped to the top here. I can't even see the cereal anymore. So I think it's all settled almost. So anyways, yeah, just from its smell, I'm getting a vanilla smell. I'm not smelling the cereal much, so I wonder if the vanilla bean has just completely overpowered the cereal. Regardless, it's gonna be amazing. It's just, we may not have that distinct flavor of Captain Crunch cereal. So I'm just gonna scrape this stuff out now. I'm gonna put it in the garb. Okay, there's the vanilla bean. Oop. Come here, you little bugger. Go.
And I guess if you don't get all the cereal out right now, it'll come out anyways.
We're gonna be straining this a couple times before we put in the ramekins, I mean. Okay, I think we got the majority of the, oh no, there's a bunch there. Okay, so good news, there's not a lot of crap floating on the top here. I wasn't sure what that was gonna be like. So let's go ahead and pour this.
And I guess you do want to make sure you get those, oh, there's quite a bit of cereal left. Get those vanilla beans out that might be stuck in the saucepan.
I think most of it came out. We'll just get that little bit extra there. That should be good. Ooh, 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 I'm gonna knock it over and make a huge mess here. Okay, there we go. Now, if you have the little bits of vanilla bean in there, that's okay.
Well, we kind of want that, right?
you want that in traditional
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee. It's usually, it'll settle usually to the bottom. So when you're eating creme brulee, at the very bottom, you notice all the little vanilla beans on the bottom there. So that's usually how it settles when it cooks. Just want to clean up my mess a bit here, so apologize for that. As the wife knows, I usually never make a mess when I'm cleaning, so this is... So as you can see, this looks pretty creamy now. Just gonna get a bit for the GoPro there to see. And you just want to start slowly adding this and mixing it. The reason you don't want to add too much at once is you don't want to cook these eggs again, right? You want to make a custard here, not a scrambled egg.
And this is kind of tempering the egg mix.
Don't have to overmix it, it's just more to combine it. Oh, why is this? I can't do two things at once apparently.
So it could be easier to do this in a stand mix because...
This part, yes.
Yeah, that's doing the mixing part and you just have to concentrate on pouring it.
Yeah. Just go slow with the mixing again. At this point, you're just combining. Yeah, this is getting real smooth now. This is looking great. There we go. Let's just get a steady stream going. At this point, it all should be the same temp by now because we tempered it in the beginning there. I'm just trying not to get it to splash everywhere on the counter here. Now the amount we've got here is going to be enough for at least 6 ramekins. We're only cooking 4 because we don't need to be eating 6 creme brulees.
Considering what we've already eaten the last couple of days.
Yeah. I mean, it is the last day of your birthday week, so I guess we can splurge a little bit right now. I'm getting like very little resistance here in the mixing, so that's good. If I start feeling stuff in here, like little lumps and stuff, that means I've cooked the eggs. You have to admit though, the first time I did this recipe, it was really good.
Considering you're not a baker, Craig.
Yeah. I'm not a master baker.
Oh my God.
Okay, just want to get the rest of the beans out there. What you could do is go ahead and pour that right into the ramekins, but we're going to strain it one more time because we want to remove any chance we can of any lumps forming there. So let me just make sure this is cleaned out. Doesn't have to be washed out, just pretty much clean there. Just want to get everything off the bottom of this too. Okay, and what I'm even going to do is I'm going to double strain it just to give it that.
Craig, if you can't,
I can.
I hope it doesn't go everywhere.
There's 0 chance of that happening. Oh, what I need to do now is get my water boiling. Whoops, wrong burner. You want that boiling water ready to go for when you put your ramekins in the bain-marie. So I'm gonna get that boiling now while I start straining this and getting this ready to go. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this off. There's just some bits of cereal here left, so I just wanna get all of that off. There we go. That should do the trick.
I don't know, like...
What are you worried about? It's fine. Why are you worried? There, that's ready to go. So we're going to pour that into the ramekins, but what we want to do is get these in here first. Am I going to have room to pour the water? I think so, just on the corner there I should. Just thinking ahead here. And when you do pour your boiling water in there, you're going to want those in the oven on the tray. You might have to hold it with what do you call it, oven mitt or something like that, so it doesn't get too hot because it's boiling water, right? You don't want the water in the ramekins, that's the key thing, so.
Or maybe have that sitting on the stove top before you pour it in, so you got, like, you're not moving it as far.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend moving it across the kitchen.
Okay, so you don't want to fill these to the top. When we did this last time, we filled them almost right to the top, and it almost took double the time to cook them. So we're going to go 3/4 of the way up here. Oop, that's more than 3/4. And whoops, that should be good too. Let me just clean that off. So as you can see, the recipe we have here, I mean, we could do, geez, probably another 6 ramekins almost, right?
Well, we've got kind of smaller ramekins, I guess.
That's right, yeah. I do want to try this, maybe in a future video or something. I wouldn't mind getting the low profile ramekins. They're maybe 1 inch high and a little more wider. You see those a lot in a lot more of the fancier restaurants. I'm going to take some of these bubbles off. It's not as important to do this for a creme brulee as it is for a creme caramel, because you are going to be bruleeing the top, but I do want to get some of these bubbles off to get a little more of a smoother top. Just the big bubbles is all we need out here. I think that'll be okay. So we got our water boiling. So what I'm going to do now is open up the oven, which is preheated to 325. I'm going to take one of the ramekins out. This was an actually brilliant idea the wife just mentioned that I should do. Put that down there, and you want to fill these to about halfway and try not to get any water in them if you can. It's about halfway up, I think. Maybe a bit under, which is good because I need to drop this guy in there.
Just don't burn your fingers.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Ooh. Perfect. And I'm gonna put those in for 40 minutes and I'm gonna check them to see if they're set. I'm predicting we're gonna need another 20 minutes after that, but we'll see when we get there. So see you in a bit, no, we'll see you in about 20, we'll see you in about 40 minutes. All right, it has been 40 minutes that the creme brulees have been in there. So let's take a peek and see how they're doing. So they're still a little wobbly. What do you think? I'm thinking another 5 minutes.
Show me again?
Because these are going to set when they're going in the fridge too,
Yeah,
right?
probably a little bit more.
I think it needs a little more. So yeah, I'm going to put them in for another 5 minutes. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes, so let's see how we're doing here. So there's still a little bit of wobble in the middle there. I think those are probably going to be good. I don't want them to overset either, and they're still going to carry over cook a little bit. So let me pull these out without spilling everything. You're going to want to make sure that you do this without them falling and yeah. So
Tongs.
I'm not going to say why I have such a great strong grip in my right hand, but
Oh, great job.
no, it's from playing baseball. What did you think I was going to say?
Please.
If you have a set of tongs that have a rubber tip on them, that would be perfect for this. We don't. Yeah, that one's pretty wobbly still, but I think we're going to be okay. Again, it is a custard, so it is going to set. Oh, there we go. We're going to leave those to cool for probably about 15-20 minutes on the counter here, and then I'm going to transfer this whole tray and the ramekins into the fridge, and we're going to sit those in there for 2 hours.
At least.
At least 2 hours, so the custard can set. Then when we come back here, we're going to show you how to do the brulee part. But yeah, it's going to be a couple hours wait here, so we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we have had the creme brulees in the fridge to set for over 2 hours. I've pulled them out. It's been 20 minutes now, so they're starting to warm up to room temperature. As you can see, it's not moving. It's set, so that's good. So I'm just going to take some of the sugar from here, and I'm just going to use my hand. So you might want to do this over a tray if you don't have a counter you don't mind dropping some sugar on. But I'm doing it like this just so I have control of how much I can put on here. And I'm actually going to brulee these twice. I've seen a few different ways on how to brulee, and I think I want to try that. So you want a good solid layer of the sugar on there. Not too bad. This one needs a lot more. Okay, all right. Now the fun part. So I'm going to keep the flame a little bit away here. And I'm just going to kind of wiggle it as I go.
Yeah, you don't want to burn it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So I'm going to leave that one once I get this part done.
Ooh. Yeah, they can burn pretty quickly,
Yeah.
can't they? Someone
Georgie
wants
wants
creme
some.
brulee.
Yeah.
George loves anything creamy. Cream, yogurt, lattes.
Trying to keep this one a little bit more away. Just wondering if I had that too close maybe before.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'm gonna do one more layer.
Oh, we're doing double.
We're going big, baby.
Crisp.
I want to make sure there's some sweetness added to this. I don't want it to be non-sweet. So.
We've got cereal milk and sugar in the...
Yeah, I know, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't like the look of this one. It looks too
Bit
burnt.
too far gone.
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
Okay.
So I guess you got to be careful here because you've already tanned them.
But I'm not heating up the custard now because there's another layer of sugar on there.
Yeah, that one looks all right.
See if we can fix this one. You will notice when you are bruleeing that it'll turn to a little bit of a liquid almost at first when the sugar is melting, and then it'll just start, bubbling like that. Okay.
I want to be,
We got to make sure we get one of these to look good for the thumbnail.
And just remember too that the ramekins, after doing this, they will be warm to pick up, so you might want to wait a few minutes until it cools down again.
Good point. Yeah, you actually want the cooked sugar or the brulee part, like the hard part, you want it to sit for a little bit just to harden. Then you'll get that amazing cracking sound when you cut into it with your spoon. Okay, let's go with that for now. So we're gonna leave those sit here for probably, I don't know, give it about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll crack into the layer. We'll see how smooth and consistent it is, hopefully, fingers crossed. And if we got any of that cereal milk flavor, Captain Crunch flavor added in there. So make sure my mic pack's on here. Yep, all good. Okay, so this is the best looking one. So I'm just gonna set this one aside because we want to get some good screenshots of that. And then these are the other three here. So I'm gonna put the mic actually close. Ooh.
Oh, just hit it with the back of your spoon, just lightly.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Let's see how we're doing here. Very smooth. And I can taste the Captain Crunch. It's it's a bit hidden, but it's
subtle.
I don't know. I think it's overpowering the vanilla a bit. Can you taste it?
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think? Do you like that better than traditional?
I don't know. I don't know if I would say better. It's just different.
Just a different flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. That is creme brulee. We got the crispy top. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No.
No.
As always, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Take care. George, should we show everyone what you do when you want a treat? What do you do? Can you lay down for me? That's a good puppy.
George? He's arabesque.